Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I pushed my trip, so actually now I'm gonna miss both October. So I had this trip, it's our quarter end right now, so things are just a little crazy, so I postponed the trip, but I had to rebook it for 2 weeks. So,
Nice.
Do we want
it's not
to,
the best attendance.
can we
right
dress
now.
them?
Yeah.
But after these two
It's always
trips, I'm
something.
going, I think
It's always something. It's SJC homecoming football this
Yeah.
weekend.
Okay.
So we're hosting the pasta party.
Let's do that.
Friday night.
Obviously.
And Saturday, of course. And then my son has 3
Yeah, it was the
hockey
last
games.
match.
Okay.
I missed them on Saturday. Of
Signing
course, they're the
on
exact same time. So like it's all day.
And
And do they still do that like cute little tailgate party with
You know, we used to, and we're trying to
That
bring it
was
back
so
because now,
fun.
now we're
Exciting time.
finally back at LT, which I saw Al the other
Thank you
weekend
for being there.
walking by
Yes.
at LT. So
just a super
SJC
fan.
plays at LT now, their home games
Well,
instead of
that
at St.
tailgate
Lawrence.
used to be the cutest.
I heard it was great. So
The
maybe
cheerleaders
we'll-
did like a little show in the beginning, like the little ones,
Yeah,
the
of
little
course.
teeny
Oh
girls.
yeah, oh yeah.
And then they like let us.
Yeah, that too was a thing. LT won't do that.
Not even. Right.
Unless you have your yang.
Right.
Oh, yes, you could do it in a,
set.
yeah.
Then you're all
I
set.
heard the
That's-
Hinsdale people were tailgating before the homecoming game, and the LT people called the security on them and had them kicked out of the parking lot.
All right.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh boy.
LT called them.
I mean, we're always looking for some,
Out
you don't know, I mean, the
Yeah.
rivalry is real.
Oh, it's 100%.
Yeah,
Oh no.
but that's
question.
very funny though.
Yeah, but I'm
Adults
like,
were doing that,
I
the
think-
kids do a lot of
I think the
stuff.
LT people were also tailgating, but they were like,
Yeah.
"Where are they doing that so loud?"
They can't do that. Only we can do that.
Maybe that's why they won all the 4 games.
Well, that's what I thought.
Hinsdale won all 4?
Yes,
Yeah.
across the
I
board.
thought it was so strange to pick Hinsdale as their
I
homecoming.
know.
You're gonna
Well,
pick like,
they've beat them the last 4 years.
but it's so contentious all the time. It's like maybe
Yeah.
pick Little Sisters of the Poor or something to play so you win by 50.
Right. Very true.
1 minute.
I'll do that right now. Right now, focus.
Oh, love it. Everybody's ready. I'm just watching. I'm watching the Apple clock.
Yep. That's the official time.
Right?
Yes.
It's become the official clock.
It's the only time, it's the Apple time.
Yeah. Yeah. My watch on my iPad agree.
Also not Apple time.
Our clock in here is pretty good too, though. All right, here we go. All right, good evening. Welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Village of Western Springs Village Board of Trustees. To honor our nation's heroes and especially to honor the individuals who serve and protect our community, please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, may we have the roll call, please, Clerk
Yes,
Demick?
President Rudolph. Trustee Vacan.
Here.
Trustee Chen.
Here.
Trustee Fink.
Here.
Trustee Lewis.
Here.
Trustee Martin.
Here.
Trustee Naraki.
Here.
All present?
Thank you very much. All right, we will move on to our next agenda item, which is public comment. We welcome you to join us up at the microphone here. And if you could just give us your name?
The microphone should be on.
We on?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. My name is Bob Casey, and I'm here with my wife Leslie. We live at 4052 Ellington, where we've been for 32 years. We're also joined by Diane Doyle, who is our across the street neighbor, and Diane lives at 4049 Ellington, and she's been on Ellington longer than we have, 40 plus. So, in late June, we received a construction notice telling us that there were going to be 10 points of sewer repair around the village. And it necessitated digging up streets, aprons, parkways, and perhaps even sidewalks. Okay? Nowhere in this letter did we see where any of the homeowners listed on here, or maybe the adjacent properties, were to bear any cost for these repairs. Okay? At the top of the list, 4052 Ellington, our address. Okay? We found this rather curious because 3 years prior, we were told that we had to make repairs to the sewer in front of our home. We had to engage a contractor and pay the cost of that contractor, which we did, to the tune of $11,000, split between ourselves and the Doyles. Okay? Thought maybe that there was a different problem nearby, so didn't do anything until a couple days later when there were markings in the street and the contractor is passing out his notice and telling us he's going to start digging on Monday. So at that point, I came here to the Village Hall and I asked for somebody to contact me regarding this. About an hour later, Matt Supert comes to our door, rings our bell. The two of us go out, look at the street where there's now markings in the exact location where the repairs were made 3 years ago. I said, Matt, I don't get this. We repaired this 3 years ago. It could not have deteriorated in that quick a fashion. He says, well, I've got camera images showing that these repairs are needed. I said, well, what's that dated? His response was, we don't know. So the upshot of the visit was he said, we better determine what's actually down there before we start digging. And so we parted, and a couple months went by. I left a voicemail for Matt. I said, what's going on with your inspection of that part of the sewer? I got no response. 2 weeks later, a camera truck is down at the intersection, and obviously that was their work. It said so on the side of the truck. And they did their work, and I left voicemails a couple times for Matt to see what the results of the camera inspection had done. And only this afternoon did I learn from him that everything's A-okay in that section of the sewer. We also had a hint of that because Diane had called the village, and she was told that particular repair was off the list. So we had to assume that everything was good even prior to getting Matt's response today. Okay, why are we here? We'd like a refund of our money. And given that the village has allocated funds for these repairs and was prepared to do this under false information. Secondly, our intervention prevented unnecessary cost and disruption to our street and our neighborhood. And third, none of the other locations that have similar situations have been asked to pay anything for these repairs. Therefore, we're asking for a full and prompt refund. The name on the checks can be spelled C-A-S-E-Y, Robert and Leslie, and Doyle, D-O-Y-L-E, Jack and Diane. So thanks for your attention.
All right, thanks for sharing.
Any questions?
Does anyone have questions from the board? I think we'll let Director Supert, if that's it for a comment?
That's all I have to
Okay,
say.
great, thank you for sharing. Director Supert, do you have some additional information?
Sure. I mean, yeah, my apologies on not being able to get back to you guys sooner. Unfortunately, both the several times you call, I was on vacation both of those periods. When I did return about a week and a half ago or so, I had literally hundreds of emails and several dozen voicemails that I was getting through. So my apologies on the time it took to get back to that in time frame. From our follow-up from our first meeting, the first televising report info that we had was back from either late 2022 or 2023 when we first did our televising report. If you recall from when we've discussed during our meeting on site, the impact that was occurring on the sanitary sewer at the time was a result of the private connections that were tapped into the sewer. So the structural deficiencies that we observed on that initial report was a result of those connections from the private connections. That's why our team followed up with you guys at that time. As per the municipal code, the homeowner is responsible for their private sewer and water service connection up to and including the main itself. If those service connections are a result of the damage to the main, then that is why historically we've always had the homeowner do the repair as it relates to that, because their private infrastructure caused the damage. That specific location was just an oversight on our part that was included in our project scope. Just our communication with the engineer team when we were designing it just missed. We originally had about 60 locations throughout the whole village when we were reviewing some of those things, and that one obviously just slipped through the crack when we were going through the design process on that. My recollection too is when we did coordinate with you guys for that private sewer repair, the village did actually pay for the street patch itself, that we did not have the homeowners do that. That's something we normally don't do. Typically, we would charge for the street opening fee and for the costs of the street patch. So I felt at that time, when that work was done, we did kind of meet you guys halfway as best we could based on what the municipal code allows for and what we have and the flexibility that we have with our patching programs and so forth. Other than that, I think in terms of coordination with the village board, it will ultimately be a coordination with them if they want to explore the matter further. But I can certainly discuss if you have questions about the post-televising report that I shared today. That was completed on August 20th, but I only got the report about 7 or 8 days ago. Again, the firm that we have that does the televising, NPR, they're doing several thousand feet of televising throughout the entire community. So they weren't just doing that one location. So it took about a month for them to compile all the reports and data that we had and for us to get all of those and then get the information and get it back to you guys.
Okay, so if I understand that the other 9 locations had no connections from the laterals?
If I don't have all of those in front of me right now. If there were connection points, they were determined that part of the review that the impact to the sewer that we observed on the televising reports was not damaged as a result of the connection and the way the connection was tied in. I don't have all of those in front of me at the moment.
Mr. Casey, if you want to make any additional comments, can you come to the microphone, because the video recording can only pick up the microphone.
We may also be able to take the rest of it, perhaps.
So,
maybe all.
so how do we know that the lateral caused the problem in our sewer and not the sewer caused the problem with our lateral?
I don't have the report in front of me, but my recollection from our meeting is that it was the mainline sewer that was damaged, and where the tap-in, basically that's the hole where your sewer comes in, there was a collapse around where the tap-in is.
Okay.
The pipe that you had that came into it was mostly intact. It might have been slightly what we call sheared, where it was slightly offset. But the cracks to the mainline sewer were occurring at the location where the private lines were tapping into the sewer.
Okay, well, again, I'll ask, are none of these other 9 locations of a similar nature?
I wouldn't be able to tell you that. I have to pull that information. I don't have that in
Because
front
I
of me
think
this
if they're not being charged for their repairs, we probably shouldn't have been charged for our repairs.
Director Super, would you be able to wait after the meeting to talk with both the residents?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we could meet with you as soon as the regular meeting is over, if that would be amenable.
To try to get to some more answers on that even tonight.
Yeah. Well, I think we've kind of covered it, but yeah, we'll be glad to do that.
Okay.
Were there any?
Mrs. Doyle, did you want to make a comment?
Just saying that I'm surprised when, I didn't really have much to say other than what Mr. Casey said, but it was very surprising that all of a sudden, one day, they're standing out in front of my house and said, someone from the village came and says, you have a problem with your sewer, and you better get somebody right away, and you're gonna have to pay for it. And I just recuperating from a broken leg, and I said, oh wow, this is good news. But anyway, yeah, so I was it happened so fast. Pardon me? Okay, I am. Oh, thank you. Unexperienced. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it was a big surprise. As I said, we lived there a long time, and this first time I was really, really surprised. But my concern was, did the other locations, as Mr. Casey said, are they in a similar situation that we are, or is it fully covered by some grant or whatever the village? So that was a concern to me.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And we can get a little bit further discussion. Maybe Director Super would have access to his additional materials at the end of the meeting, if that's okay. Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for sharing. Totally understand your concerns and appreciate you bringing it to the attention of the board. So, thank you. Okay, we will move on to our committee reports, beginning with General Government. Trustee Chen.
Thank you, Madam President. I have two items. Both were previously discussed, but I will further name them. Taco Maya, 4700 Gilbert Avenue, Unit 44, Taco Maya, Western Springs LLC, the Class A liquor license. This will be an omnibus item. This item was discussed at our last meeting on September 8th, and it is on tonight's omnibus for consideration. The second item was previously discussed, the easement agreement for water main facilities at Spring Rock Park between the Village of Western Springs and the Western Springs Park District. This will also be on the omnibus. On June 5th, 2025, the Village Board discussed an easement agreement with the Western Springs Park District for the new water main installed in Spring Rock Park. The Western Springs Park District provided additional comments to the easement agreement prior to that meeting, so there was no action taken on June 5th. The village attorney and staff have reviewed the updated language and recommended the village board consider the agreement on the omnibus this evening. There remains no cost to the village for the new easement. The Western Springs Park District approved and signed this agreement at their September 9th, 2025 meeting. Staff is available for any questions if anybody has it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will be on omnibus tonight on the vote, and that's it.
Okay, any questions for Trustee Chen? Okay, all right. Moving on to the Finance Committee, Trustee Martin.
Not for this meeting.
All right, thank you very much. And moving then to Planning and Zoning Committee, Trustee Fink.
No report.
All right, thank you. Public Works and Water Committee, Trustee Lewis.
I do have some items.
Okay.
Item A, as we discussed at our meeting earlier this month, our committee recommends the full board approve the purchase of 25 water meters and accessories from Ferguson Waterworks for an amount not to exceed $18,535. The village's stock of meters is running low because there have been more remodeling and new construction projects this year than anticipated, and this item is on tonight's omnibus agenda.
Okay.
Moving on, and also as previously discussed, our committee recommends the board approve a professional services agreement with V3 Companies to perform 2 in-depth bridge inspections at a cost not to exceed $25,000. Our village maintains 2 bridges, both of which cross Flag Creek. One is on Commonwealth Avenue and the other is on 53rd Street. The Illinois Department of Transportation regulations require these in-depth inspections every 6 years. And this item is also in the omnibus. And item C, which we have discussed the project, but village staff is currently in the process of obtaining temporary construction easements for the project that is the 53rd Street and Flag Creek Water Main project. It's anticipated that the construction easements will be presented to us at the October 13th meeting for consideration and approval. And once we have the easements in place, they can begin work on the project in mid-October.
Okay.
And that is all I have.
Any questions for Trustee Lewis? All right, thank you very much. Moving to Properties and Recreation Committee, Trustee Nawrocki.
Thanks, President Rudolph. I have one item on my agenda tonight, which we previously discussed. It's the independent contractor agreement renewal with Maddox Music, and it's on the omnibus for tonight. A quick summary is that in July, the Village of Western Springs established new 1-year independent contractor agreements with 5 of the 6 existing contractors. The contract with Maddox Music Studio has been updated, and staff has prepared the same economic and non-economic provisions to utilize space in the Recreation Center and/or the Grand Avenue Community Center. Staff recommends a 1-year renewal with the same 2% annual increase, which is consistent with annual increases over the last 5 years. And that concludes my report
All right,
tonight.
thank you. Any questions for Trustee Nawrocki? All right, and finally, our Public Health and Safety Report, Trustee Vakian.
I have no report tonight.
Okay, very good. We will move on then and act on our agenda items. The Illinois state statutes allow a municipality to collectively vote on a group of ordinances, resolutions, and other motions, such as awards of contracts, appointments, etc. This is known as an omnibus vote. All the items contained on the omnibus vote list have been previously discussed by the President and Board of Trustees on at least one occasion and often on several occasions. By placing them on the omnibus vote list, a single vote may be taken to approve them. A trustee may remove any item from the list and have it discussed and voted on separately prior to the omnibus vote. Is there any such request tonight? All right. With that, Trustee Chen.
Thank you. President Rudolph, I move that the following ordinances, resolutions, and motion as contained on the meeting agenda for September 22nd, 2025 be adopted and/or approved under an omnibus vote. Ordinance number 25-3287, an ordinance amending Title IV Liquor Control of the Western Springs Municipal Code relative to the number of Class A full-service restaurant with a service bar liquor license, which can be issued in the Village of Western Springs, Cook County, Illinois, for the retail sale of alcoholic liquor in a restaurant for consumption only within the licensed premises located at 4700 Gilbert Avenue, Unit 44, Western Springs, Illinois. Applicant Taco Maya Western Springs, LLC, doing business as Taco Maya. Resolution number 25-2948, a resolution authorizing and approving the execution of an easement agreement for water main facilities at Spring Rock Park, Village of Western Springs, and Western Springs Park District. Resolution number 25-2949, a resolution waiving the competitive bid process in lieu of purchase from a sole source provider and approving and authorizing the purchase of water meters and accessories from Ferguson Waterworks LLC of Elgin, Illinois, for a total amount not to exceed $18,535. Resolution number 25-2950, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement between the Village of Western Springs and V3 Companies Limited of Woodridge, Illinois, for in-depth bridge inspection professional services. Resolution number 25-2951, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an independent contractor agreement between the Village of Western Springs and Maddox Music Studio, doing business as Maddox Music.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you very much. May we have the roll call vote, please?
Yes, President Rudolph. Trustee Avakian.
Aye.
Trustee Chen.
Aye.
Trustee Fink.
Aye.
Trustee Lewis.
Aye.
Trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Naraki.
Aye.
President Rudolph.
Aye.
The ordinances, resolutions, and motions contained in the agenda of September 22nd, 2025 are hereby adopted or approved.
Thank you. Any new business this evening? None. Any old business? Also none. We will move on to the reports. Our monthly financial report. Trustee Martin?
Yes, I'm going to ask Director Macedona to go over that for us. We are going to continue to improve this report so that we can take questions from the board. So any ideas you have, one of the things John and I are working on is making this more tangible to us every month. So more to come on that. But John, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, thank you, Trustee Martin. For your review, included in the packet was the financials for the July and August of 2025. A couple of the highlights that I'll go through was our short-term investments pretty much remain the same as prior months at 4.29%. That was through the month of August. Last week, the Federal Reserve did lower their target rate by 0.25%. Another 2 rate cuts are anticipated by the end of this year. That kind of hurts us on the investment side, but also as we issue debt, we would expect that those interest rates on our bonds to be lower as we see that rate being decreased. Couple of the other highlights, the general fund, we still don't have any update from Cook County on the second installment of the property taxes. So that's obviously a major factor in our revenue streams for the operating budget. Part of our reserve fund policy is at 30%. We remain a little bit higher. We saw this during the COVID time as well. So we do have enough cash right now to maintain operations. But if this was prolonged into next year, that's when we would really have more of an issue. But we do have multiple, about 6 months on hand as of today. But we'll keep the board informed as we hear things from the county. The water bill through consumption billed in August, which is the bills from May 15th to July 15th, 2025, was over 40% higher than the same time last year. Year to date, we're about 13.8% higher billed in 2025 compared to 2024. And the police pension had realized and unrealized gains of 0.89% in July and 2.44% in August, and maintained a trailing 12-month return of 11.61%, which is well beyond our 6.75 rate of return that we assume. So we hope that continues through the end of the year. They ended the month of August with $638,000 in cash, with a market value of assets of $21.6 million. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Still chipping away at that funding.
Any questions or anything else, Trustee Martin?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I'd like to make,
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the July and August monthly financial reports as presented.
Do I have a second?
I will second the motion to approve the July and August 2025 financial reports as presented.
Thank you very much. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, President Rudolph. Trustee Avakian.
Aye.
Trustee Fink.
Aye.
Trustee Chen.
Aye.
Trustee Naraki.
Aye.
Trustee Lewis.
Aye.
Trustee Martin.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Continuing on the reports, I do not have a report tonight. Village Manager Bear?
I just have a couple of items. I wanted to make sure everyone was aware that we are hosting on October 4th, in addition to our styrofoam recycling event, a shred event. And so that special shred event will take place from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, October 4th, or at least until the truck is filled, which can happen before noon. So hopefully folks will come out early. There is a limit on the number of boxes that someone can bring. The limit is 2. At the same time as our shred event, the Township of Lyons Clerk's Office is also holding a shred event. So we hope that will maybe disperse some of the folks in our area to 2 different places, because as you know, with the recycling event for styrofoam, it can get very busy down at that event. The shred event for the township actually starts a little earlier than ours. It starts at 8 a.m. and is also going until noon or until the truck is full. And they have a 4-box maximum. Ours is a 2-box maximum. Did I say minimum before? 2-box maximum. So if you have quite a few things, you might want to consider going over to the township event. Again, that was October 4th that those 2 events are taking place. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is that we are about to begin some concrete pavement repairs in the area here at Village Hall, right across the street. In the parking area along the rail tracks. We'll begin repairs there this week, as well as some of the concrete pavement area in front of the fire station here at Fire Station 1. So hopefully by the time we meet again that will be completed, but we will see how progress goes. A lot of it is weather dependent. And Village Engineer Jeff Koza has all the details. If you have questions, you can catch him on that. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Village Attorney Skrotsky?
No report tonight, thank you.
All right. With that, that brings us to the conclusion of our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. We are adjourned. Thank you.
We can be very efficient when we have people